Some say curiosity opens doors, but sometimes it opens graves. Tonight, we're diving into a true story that blurs the line between coincidence and horror. A mobile app created to encourage adventure and exploration ended up guiding its users straight to a real-life crime scene. An app that claimed to bend randomness with your thoughts and instead bent reality into something far more terrifying. This is the story of Randonautica and the suitcase by the shore. In February 2020, the mobile app Randonautica quietly launched into the world, founded by Auburn Salcedo and Joshua Lengfelder, under the umbrella of Randonauts Limited Liability Company. Within months, the app had attracted millions of users who were just beginning to explore the hidden corners of their neighborhoods. By July of that same year, it had reportedly amassed as many as 10.8 million users amid the COVID-19 pandemic and lockdowns, thriving on TikTok buzz and viral YouTube videos. The premise of Randonautica was simple yet surreal. Users open the app, set an intention, anything from adventure to mystery, and the app then generates coordinates, nudging the user to physically visit those spots. The app's creators described it as a tool for mindfully exploring the world, a way to step outside mundane routines and potentially to test whether human consciousness could influence physical events. The so-called mind-matter interaction. The app leans on theories from chaos theory and psychology, inviting users to break free of habitual thinking and explore the unknown. It uses a quantum random number generator, reportedly sourced from the Australian National University's quantum random number generator, to create coordinates based on pure quantum entropy. The concept of mind-matter interaction, with roots in parapsychology, from Princeton's Princeton Engineering Anomalies Research Lab experiments to the Global Consciousness Project, suggests that human intention could statistically influence random events. Although intriguing, such theories remain controversial and lack broad scientific consensus. The observed effects tend to be vanishingly small and not reliably reproducible. Despite, or perhaps because of this mystique, Randonautica gained a cult following. Users embraced the app as a strange mix of science, art, and urban exploration. It marketed novelty and spontaneity, promising experiences that lay just beyond the humdrum boundaries of everyday life. Then came the moment when suspicion turned to horror. In June 2020, two teenagers in Seattle opened the app and followed it to Duwamish Head, angling into Puget Sound on West Seattle's shore. There they discovered a dark suitcase emitting a pungent odor, washed up among the rocks. What was inside was far more than they'd bargained for: human remains. The teens documented their find and posted it on TikTok, creating one of the most shocking viral moments of the summer. The Seattle police were called, and over the following days, the remains were identified as belonging to 35-year-old Jessica Lewis and her 27-year-old boyfriend, Austin Wenner. Both had died from gunshot wounds, and their bodies had been dismembered. Investigators soon arrested Michael Lee Dudley, their landlord, on suspicion of murder and dismemberment. In August 2020, he was formally charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder. By 2022, Dudley was convicted, and in April 2023, he was sentenced to 46 years in prison. When the story broke, it sent the internet into a frenzy. Was the app some dark omen, or was this just a macabre coincidence? The founders responded swiftly. Lengfelder called it a shocking coincidence, while Salcedo expressed frustration at how fear and sensationalism began to warp the app's image, accusing clout chasers of exploiting the tragedy for views. As TikTok exploded with sensational videos and over-the-top claims, Wired magazine noted that these extreme stories skewed public perception, and that most user experiences were ordinary at best. One user, Darius Natisor, said that 9 out of 10 times nothing obvious happens. Occasionally, his intentional football prompt led him to a pitch or training ground, but perhaps he was just reading into coincidence. Wired warned that our brains seek patterns relentlessly. Pareidolia ensures we often see meaning where there is none, and that algorithms amplify anomalies until they seem commonplace. On Reddit, stories piled up, some eerie, others mundane. One Redditor forwarded the suitcase case, wondering why it's like it got swept under the rug, despite its bizarre circumstances. Another shared how frustrating most trips were. Fields, dumpsters, and random back alleys yielded nothing meaningful. The app's built-in social feature, Discover, was intended to curtail fakery by letting users verify each other's experiences, though the authenticity of such verification remained suspect. Despite claims of mystical potential, the reality was more humble. For many, Randonautica was less a paranormal experiment and more an invitation to walk outside, break routine, or maybe bump into someone familiar by chance. Salcedo herself described one brief but poignant live-stream experience. Searching heaven on earth led her to a house with a single string of Christmas lights visible through a window, but it was unclear whether this was signal or symbolism. The app's developers continue to position it as a tool for curiosity, not a ghost hunt. Its 9 tenets advise users to be mindful, respectful, and safe. Trespassing is discouraged, privacy is emphasized, and they deny any involvement in nefarious activities like human trafficking. Behind the app's interface lies a philosophical thread borrowed from the Fathom project. The idea of escaping our habitual thought patterns, or stasis fields, by embracing random exploration into novelty. Anomalies, odd clusters, or voids on the map become entry points, what the developers call intention-driven anomalies. Some believe these deviations arise from the user's intent, influencing a quantum random number generator. But again, scientific backing is lacking. The suitcase case remains the most vivid chapter in Randonautica's short history. It stands as a reminder of how randomness and tragedy can intersect. The app continues to be used by those seeking novelty, hoping their intention may guide them, or maybe just give them a break from routine. Many trips, however, come back uneventful. Mere walks with no mystery, but perhaps still a chance to notice the world around us. Maybe it was all just random. A quantum roll of the dice that led those teenagers to the shore that day. Or maybe something out there listens when we speak our intentions and answers in ways we can't yet understand. If you ever download Randonautica, remember this: not every mystery should be solved, and not every road should be followed. Some coordinates lead you exactly where you're meant to go. Others lead you where you were never meant to be found. If you survived this story, prove it. Hit the like button so we know you made it out. Subscribe, if you dare, because the next story might just find you.